What's going on, guys? This is Ryan with the RK Outpost, and Cyberpunk 2077 has been an absolute disaster for CD Projekt Red and will continue to be so. No matter how CDPR tries to spin it, Cyberpunk 2077 is a continuous problem for them. From it destroying the reputation of this studio after they lied to their fans, lied to their investors, tried to mislead everyone so that they could get those big pre-order numbers and those big first month sales. Well, they did get that, but they have effectively sold no copies of Cyberpunk 2077 in 2021. That report is what made their stock take another nosedive. Their stock is now down 65% since the launch of this game, which coincides with their loss of profits. Take a look at the headline. CD Projekt profits take a hit as Cyberpunk 2077 remains delisted on PlayStation. CD Projekt has now shared the results for the first quarter of its 2021 year, and seemingly thanks to the launch of Cyberpunk 2077, the Polish company reports both a year-over-year uptick in revenue and a decrease in profits. Now, the revenue is just marginally, slightly, just by a few percentage points up. So keep that in mind. We're going to look at all these numbers. Their gross revenue is effectively the same in the first quarter of 2021 that it was in the first quarter of 2020, when they hadn't launched a new game that they thought would be their tentpole for years and years to come, where they were literally just living off the sales of The Witcher 3 and everything else that was going up on GOG. That's it. That is a massive, massive problem for CD Projekt Red. The 3-month period ending March 31st, 2021 marks the first full quarter with Cyberpunk 2077 available for purchase, but it appears that impact of the game's launch is still being dampened by the fact that Sony's yet to approve Cyberpunk for digital sale on PlayStation consoles. Well, it's not just that. It's also the fact that this game was not nearly complete. It's also the fact that they cut so much content and tried to hide it from the consumers. It's also the fact that they lied about everything all the way up until the launch of this game and even after. It's all of these things and the bad press surrounding this game that has led to these ridiculous results. And I want to show you exactly what I'm talking about because I'm going to show you the numbers. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about. Here, the CD Projekt Group profit and loss account. Now, this is staggeringly bad. As you can see, CD Projekt Group sales revenue, $192,000 in quarter one of 2020 to $197,000 in quarter one. So you're telling me that you put out this massive game that was supposed to be one of the biggest games of the generation, perhaps the biggest game all time for some people. That's how highly anticipated and highly hyped it was. And you've essentially had no change in sales revenue from a year ago, where you would put nothing out in years. You were just living off resales of the Witcher series. That's it. That is a massive problem, especially when you go down here and you look at operating costs. Because although revenue rose by a measly 2%, operating cost rose almost 100% from 47,000, and now this is 47,000 PLN, which that would equate roughly to, I'll give you a good idea here, 32,000 equates to about $9 million from this chart here, so just think of it that way. So we're talking, operating costs rising to somewhere around $30 million, an increase of 93%. And their net profit, as you can see, is drastically lower. A drop-off of 65% because they're trying to spend money to fix their broken-ass game that they lied to everyone about, that needed way more time before they released it. But instead, they wanted to release it in December. They wanted to release it, get those Christmas sales numbers. They bragged to everybody about how many copies they've sold. Well, if you do the numbers, since that launch month of December, they've sold maybe 1 million copies of Cyberpunk. So in 2021, they have sold around 1 million copies of this game that was supposed to be the biggest thing ever. That is a drastic disappointment. That is coming in nearly 10 million below where they thought they would be at this time. This game is a disaster for them, but now they're at the point where they need to fix it so they can still have the long-term profits that they want to see from this game. And there's more just tomfoolery bullshit from this entire quarterly report. Look at this. And Forbes actually did an article on this. Paul Tassie's pretty hit or miss, often miss, but this is a good take. Cyberpunk 2077 has a new 2021 roadmap, and it's very bad. It is indeed. This is coming to you from CDPR, who is literally being sued for misleading their investors and not giving them information. Now what do they do for the quarterly report? Our commitment to make Cyberpunk 2077 a long-term success. Release. Hotfix, hotfix, hotfix. Patch, hotfix, patch, hotfix, hotfix. These all happen in 2021. Strangely, this is the rest of the roadmap. There are no dates associated with it in any way, shape, or form. Just saying that these things are happening all the way through 2022. Multiple patches and updates. Free DLCs. New Gen Edition coming in half 2. They're promising a New Gen Edition coming basically a year after they launched this game. Does anyone believe this? Probably not. They also are trying to tell you, look at how much we've done to stop this game from crashing. They show in January. These are the amount of crashes in it and how it fixed with each hotfix and patch to where it is now. Unfortunately, there's no fucking y-axis, so no one even knows what this means. This is just a meaningless chart. Could it have gone from, I don't know, say it should be numbered maybe 100 to 0. Did it go from 80 to 60? Did it go from 80 to 0? What does this mean? No one knows, because once again, CD Projekt Red is trying to hide things from their investors and from their consumers. And what did this result in? When this report came out, a massive drop again in stock for CD Projekt Red, and it can't really get much lower, to be quite honest with you. When you look at the last 6 months, look at CDPR. This is where it was when this game launched, right? December 4th, when everyone was so hyped for it. What happened? Crash. Comes back out, crashes. A little bop, crashes, crashes, crashes. 65% drop in that stock. CDPR is hurting right now. And they continue to have disappointing sales figures. They continue to try to mislead people to make you think it's better than it really is. This is a problem for them. And I'm never going to forget. I'm never going to forget when I got fucking ratioed, the only time I've ever been ratioed on my channel, when I told people that there was stuff going on, when I told people that CD Projekt Red was lying to them. They refused to believe me. No, CDPR could never do that. Well, look where we are today. I'm not going to stop talking about Cyberpunk because this is a massive fuck up on a scale that maybe we've never seen before from a company that was that highly respected to where they are now. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching, everyone, and a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.